at this point is where I'd like to mention about how you get the football up in the air. We're talking right now about kicking off the ground because that's what Richie does. In the NFL, we're off the ground. In college, you're off the ground. For high school kickers who still kick off the 2- and 1-inch blocks, the mechanics really aren't that different. Later on, you're just going to have to adjust your plant foot out a little bit wider and possibly back some. But really, if you can kick off the ground, kicking off the block is easy. The other reason the plant foot is where we want it as far as the depth in front or behind the ball is to get the ball up in the air. You need to imagine that your kicking leg is rotating on a point through your hip. I mean, if your leg could go around in a circle around your hip, it would. So the idea of getting the ball up in the air, let's pretend that my arm is my kicking leg and this is my hip. That's my kicking leg. To make the ball go up in the air, I need to be striking the ball not here, but just as my foot is starting to rise. And in this position, we can see, as Richie does a no step, you'll see his foot, his leg will rotate and be coming up just a little bit as he hits the ball. If he were to move his plant foot forward, he'd be striking the ball on the downward swing or possibly right at the bottom of the arc, and it would come off his foot flat. So if he gets too deep, he won't get any height. If he gets too far behind the ball, his foot will be coming up too much. He'll hit the ball fat, and he'll hit the ball in the middle of the ball instead of just under the center line, and won't have any chance of getting the proper rotation. So the plant foot is the most important part of kicking, because if you don't have that right, you don't get the height, you don't get the accuracy. Okay, Richie's going to do a few more no steps. Now, as you do these, you'll learn to feel what leg lock is, and if you hear your foot slapping the ball and it sounds sloppy, it's not leg lock. You should hear a good solid thump when your foot makes contact with the ball.